Do you want to know if it is really worth it and smart to get a home inspection before you list your property for sale? Well, Dan's going to tell you next on Real Estate Pro Tips. Hey everyone, I'm Ben Belack, Beverly Hills super realtor. I am joined by friend, colleague, pretty damn good baseball player.
I love that you added that in there.
But in truth, real estate rock star Dan Hendrix is going to tell you if it is truly worth it, but more importantly, savvy to get a pre-home inspection before you list your home for sale. Dan, take it away.
All right, so the answer is absolutely yes. You should inspect your home before you list. The reason is two parts. The first is that you get to diagnose and assess all the items found before buyers can go in and find out for themselves. So you get to fix everything up front. And then when you bring your home to market, everything is spick, span, and perfect.
I can't believe you're saying this. I always tell people not to.
That's a lie. You're lying.
No, I'm not lying. I'll
Really?
tell you why. And then you can tell me how you feel about it. I want to know how you feel.
For sure. Let's
The
go.
reason why I say do not is because anything we find becomes mandatory disclosure. And then once we disclose it, the buyers are starting with the known and they could potentially uncover more unknown. But it sounds like you don't agree with that. You think it's better to get out in front of it.
Absolutely. Get an inspector in there, get all the inspectors in there, find out everything that's wrong. Otherwise, you could face this down the line and a buyer's going to be beating you over the head for unlimited repairs, costly credits, or even massive price reductions. So it's best to actually get out in front of it.
Okay. No, I feel you. I think that every single decision we make in real estate has some risk exposure. You have to decide which risk you're willing to take on versus which you're willing to forego in every decision you make. But I will say what I really like about this newfound kind of philosophy that you're having me subscribe to right now live here on Real Estate Pro Tips is that I think there's always a chance, particularly in the lower end where there's first-time home buyers, where they will hit eject or freak out over something small. I'll give you an example. I was holding inspections once, and the buyer's agent was very inexperienced, and I was the seller's agent. And the buyer was a first-time house, and the inspectors come in like really dry. And he said, there's no pressure regulator on the yes, there's no water pressure regulator, and the pipes could explode because the pressure's so high.
Oh my
and
God.
I saw the buyer's face go white. I saw the buyer's agent's face go completely confused. And this is where I chimed in and said, hey, that's a $200 part with like $100 labor. Nothing's going to explode. This house has been here for 65 years. There's been no explosion. So I think that particularly in the first-time home buyer asset class where people are very scared, it's probably a good idea to get all the I's dotted and T's crossed up front, like you're saying, so there's a lower likelihood of someone hitting eject.
Absolutely, yeah. It depends on what property you're selling, but yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah, because I think like people that are maybe buying houses for the second, third time, they know stuff's coming up. They've had some experience
Long in
with
the
it.
tooth.
Yeah, exactly. So I think particularly in a house that's, let's say, under $1 million, this is a tremendous idea. Would you say the same thing for a condo or just house?
Just house, single family. Yeah, condos typically are easier to pass inspections. There's just a lot less going on with them, and there's the HOA that covers a lot of the things anyways.
Okay. You know what? I think you may have changed the way with which I do business. And for that, Dan, I thank you. And you guys should thank him too at home because he just made all of the properties that you sell more likely to close. And when they're more likely to close with a first home buyer, that generally means historically more money.
More money, yeah.
So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Agent Pro Tips. We sell property in Beverly Hills, the Hollywood Hills, Los Feliz, Silver Lake, Malibu, Santa Monica, Mar Vista, Beverly Hills adjacent,
Hey.
Palms, Cheviot Hills. A lot of places in the greater Los Angeles area. If you have any questions for us, we're going to put our information up here on the screen. Otherwise, you can post them in the comments below, and
we'll see you next time.
Next week.